We are live from Johnny's Donut Studios. You're watching the Mad Bomber podcast. And today we have a great guest. And not only is he a great guest, he's my son. He's one of my favorites, and I love one of my favorites. And we're going to go ahead and bring him on right after his introduction. And this is the Mad, but did I say this is a Mad Bomber podcast? Oh, and guys, here you go. Disclaimer, this is going to be a rated R show. So if you guys have little ones watching, do whatever you want with them. I know my kids went and saw South Park when they were 5 years old, and they dug it. Here we go. And here we are for entering our first guest of the night. He's from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, and his name is Matthew Souza. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Matthew Souza's done. There you go. Raiders out. Ranch left. Blindikoff right. Neighbor looks at the line. They're showing a full blitz here. It looks like a zero blitz. He looks at the line. Stabler back. He looks at blitz. Oh, my God. And there is a touchdown, Raiders. Yeah. Matt Souza never played the violin with more dexterity than he played that team today. And then next, we have straight from Northern California. This is what he is not my son, but I wish he was. And he's one of the most beautiful Souzas and got the most beautiful mouth of all the Souzas. All the Souzas. This guy will talk shit to no end. And he is a very prominent drummer for a band called Hatred and Violence. Let's take a look. Look at that shit. That's beautiful. And then last but not least, he's probably my favorite. I have favorites. And this show is, tonight it's all about nepotism. Look at that. And he's got two boys. The Souza's name will live forever. And let me see that little kid with the white hair that looks like Cody Souza. They've already had DNA testing. We're fine. And that little kid's going to be a wrecker. That one right there is going to be one of our favorite Souzas. I can tell you right now. So without further ado, we have Nick, we have Jay, and we have Matt Souza. What's up, fellas?
What's up? Oh, yeah.
All right. So, guys, thank you for coming in tonight on such short notice, 3 weeks. I wanted to ask each of you, and I mean, we're definitely all Souzas. We love Casper's hot dogs and Casa Roscoe sometimes. Nick, talk about your memories of your very, very first Raider game, and then we'll go to Matt and then go to Jesse. But like when you first knew that the Raiders were going to be a part of your life, kind of go through that for us.
Yeah, I can't pinpoint any one game, right? It would be probably during the 2000 season, I would guess. With Gruden coaching and Gannon at the helm playing quarterback and stuff. But and I don't really remember specifics of the game, but I do remember the poll in the Raiders the Oakland Raider Coliseum parking lot where Uncle John, my dad, Filthy, Jeff English, all the guys, we'd all meet at the poll to go tailgate. We'd get there around 8 a.m., 8:30 or whatever. Game would be at 1:15 start. And it was just good hangs. We would go in the parking lot and, hang out with everybody. I remember hanging out with Brad Musto's son. We're throwing the football and stuff and just the energy around it. Those are my early memories of the Raiders. And then, seeing the games and stuff, I didn't really know too much of what was going on. I was too young to kind of appreciate it back then at that time. But those are that's kind of like what I remember in my early memories is, the cousins all kind of coming together and stuff. And we had a really, really, really good tailgate group. I mean,
yes,
shit, what, 15, 20 people, 20 heads deep, and I'll remember that. I remember, Larry Schneider's wife making awesome jambalaya.
Oh, yeah.
Chips, Yeah, she was from New Orleans, previous Saints fan, I believe, and
Yep.
she would have it on the crock pot and just that kind of stuff. I remember the barbecue, cooking chicken, cooking tri-tip, all just filling up on chips and soda, and just kind of like that was my first party kind of experience. Is was in the tailgate right there. Wow, wow,
Yeah,
look
and I
at
remember
that.
your dad would always leave at 7 in the morning because I would meet him there, and
Right.
your dad was leaving way, way early, and he had that van packed up the night before.
Right. Yeah, he would pack. We had this big classic Ford van. And yeah, he'd pack up the barbecue, all the tables, everything, the canopies. And yeah, we would boogie out and stuff. I remember a couple times he was a little lazy and didn't remove the barbecue after the Raider game. So Monday morning, when my mom would drive us to school, all we could smell was fucking charcoal and dried beer in the back seat. And we were those kids getting dropped off, smelling like barbecue and maybe some stale beer at there at Independent Elementary in Castro Valley.
I
But
can only
yeah,
imagine what was in the carpet at that fucking van the next day. I can only imagine. It was that was definitely a special group. And you're looking at guys right there. There's Shaq. There's Michael. Look at Michael with the horns.
Yep.
That was a special. There's Heavy 00. That was definitely a special group. And
It was.
unfortunately, I can interject now. I went to the Raider tailgate this last weekend for the very first time. I went to and it's nothing. It's not even close to this whole new experience. You know what? I want to like it. I'm just trying to be pro instead of against. It's change, and change sucks. But
Sure.
it was nothing like we had in Oakland. Nothing at all. It was what you got to witness, Nicholas. And remember, we all used to get together and watch the games at your house too.
Yeah, right.
Remember when Jake took a header
Yeah.
Jake took a header and we had to take him to the hospital. I had to take him to the hospital. And that's
in the Raider Niner game.
There was a Raider Niner game, and that was with the game we won. That was the Tim Brown game. So Jay, I'm going to tell you a story before Jess. I'm going to rub a little bit of shit in Jesse's face. Jesse was a Raider fan, but first he was an Oiler fan. And I remember that.
I do.
So 1993, there was a preseason game, and it was the Raiders versus the Oilers. And he was watching one of his shows, and we had one TV, because we were rich. And, Grandpa wasn't kicking down. I got Maryland's money a lot later. I didn't
Here
get
comes the struggle, bitching.
There we go. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you, honey. Yeah, so we had I go, oh shit, it's 1:00. Click. And you go, hey Dad, I'm watching that. You were watching that, and he got pissed. And the Raiders were playing the Oilers, and he goes, I'm an Oiler fan. I go, go to your room. And then, hey, get this kid out of here. Bad, sometimes it happens. But yeah. Jesse, after that, Jesse's been a season ticket holder for a third of his life.
Wow.
So if you look at, himself, well, he's been a season ticket holder a third of his life. But Jesse, other than the Oiler game, what was your first memory of the Raiders?
I mean, I knew it was going to be a big part of my life. I have early memories of you and Uncle Steven and the guys like driving to LA to go catch a game. I do remember, I mean, I didn't realize at the time, but I do remember that game in 95 that you took us when they came back. And I just remember like how excited you were at that time. And like, to bring us all, because I think the first game, what was it? Did we go with the Normans?
We didn't sit with them, but yes, you.
Yeah, I remember we all went with them and like we got together and stuff. And I just remember after that, you always took us to at least one game a season until we got older, and then it was multiple games. But I remember going there, and then like to Nick's point, I mean, the tailgate was like, I don't know, it was just like going to a place with like a bunch of your uncles. Like, they're all handing you beers, they're pulling you to the side to go do something you're not supposed to. And it was just it was a lot of fun. Like, I mean, it definitely was like an open to like, just the camaraderie that that group, your guys' group, has always had. So I remember those days, and I mean, Rich Gannon, 2003. I think they lost that Super Bowl. That was on my birthday, if I remember correctly. So, a lot of years. But yeah, I remember those early years with you traveling and the tailgates and stuff. It was fun. Long miss.
Well, remember Jesse and I went to a Dolphin game. If you do remember, right? We went to a Dolphin game, and I had a parlay for 5 teams. And if the Raiders would only lost by 3, I'd had $5,000. But anyway, they got the butts kicked. Damn, Maria, thanks so very much. But I remember our very first game, and that's why if you go to the stadium, this is the stone that's right in front of the Raider image because we got in early, and that's everybody's very first game. My first game was in '68. Jesse and Kyle's was 1995. I don't remember the exact one, and Jake was 97, and then Matthew and Michael came to in 2010. That was their very first game. So with Jesse and Kyle, we would bring them. And then I remember Jake was a baby, and they let Jake in early. I mean, they let Jake in without a ticket, and we got seats that right behind us was a wall. So we put him in a little carrier, and he was behind us in the carriage. That's why his first game he probably doesn't even know because he was just 3 years old, and he was I think we brought in. So anyway, he was there. Yeah. So Huppa, me and the Hupster have been to Denver, and been to Boston. But Huppa, when is the first time you remember actually being at a Raider game? And I mean,
wow.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was my first time going to a Raider game. I don't think that was, but I remember my first Raider game was Raiders Broncos. We won 32-23. It was a fun game. I think all 4 of my brothers were there, and I think Nick and Cody were there as well. It was always like a party vibe when we went out there, either driving or flying up, and then going on the BART, going across the catwalk. That was always I just remember going across the catwalk, seeing the Raider and the A's banner, and it really felt like home. But
Walking that catwalk after a win too was like, it just felt like it was like you were just fucking in like a big party. It was the best.
The best. Yeah. You smell the hot dogs and everyone's selling $10 shirts.
Yeah.
Shit. I didn't
Good
buy
shirts for
merchandise.
$10.
Oh yeah, or my dad rather didn't buy me merchandise inside the Coliseum. We walked the catwalk or around the parking lot and got Monday Night Football with the old NFL logo and shit. $10 shirts. It was great,
Hey.
So
I think that happened as well.
Yeah.
Look, I understand.
Look,
I had no money, and again, I didn't get money until they left me. Anyway, Jesse, can you remember the story about the money that I found on the ground? I'm hoping
that you found.
Well,
yeah.
Let's just say that. What is it?
We learned a lesson.
Jesse, talk about that lesson on our way into the game.
All right, so I don't even remember what year that was. We were like 8 years old, I think, at the time. And we were going to the game, and me and Kyle were walking up with him, and we saw like a wad of cash like sitting out. Someone probably pulled some out of their pocket. I mean, it was a roll of 20s, and it was a stack. So we were like, really? Is this like, are we seeing this right now? Like, it was crazy. So we point to my dad. Kyle starts walking towards it, and we point to my dad. Look, the old man fucking pushes Kyle out of the way, picks up the cash. How much was it? I think it was like $250 or something like that. 280.
Oh, yeah.
We got $20 inside of the thing, so we each got a pennant and a hat, I think. But finder's fee. But yeah,
profit's not a dirty word.
He pushed Kyle to the fucking ground.
Wow, poor Kyle. He was leaning towards it.
He was going right at it. Yeah.
I just
Not
forearm
today.
shivered him. I forearm shivered him out of the way. But that was the taking the boys to the games was always fun. And then when we were like, all of us have walked across that catwalk on a loss.
Yeah.
So what kind of mood were you, your parents? How did the week go after a Raiders loss? And I'm specifically talking right around anywhere between 99 to 2005. After that, it was just numb. You were just numb. It was expected, but how was it? Go ahead, Matt. You could start this one off.
Well, I was born right after the Raiders lost the Super Bowl, so I haven't seen really much. I haven't had much to really cheer on for except for 2016. So I don't really have much to go off of, like how bad it felt. We've always sucked since I've been alive, but I don't know. Yeah, like you said, numb. Been a Raider fan and just. Yeah,
Did any of your mothers tell you stay away from dad today because he's not in that good?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't talk to him.
100%.
And you know who's even worse than the fathers is Kyle.
I don't know if he's got it on you. I remember, especially when you moved down south after a Raiders loss, it was like, I might not hear from you for like a fucking week. And then, all right, and I get the call. Like, what's up? Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm at work. I'll call you later, and I'll hear from you in a minute.
Oh yeah.
I remember we were at a barbecue, I think at Jeff English's house, when we were watching the Tuck Rule game, Raiders versus Patriots in the snow. And I swear I've only seen my father cry 4 times in my life. That was one of them. That was one of the times. He was legitimately in fucking tears. And I was like, holy shit. Dude. God damn, he was so passionate. And then from there, I started becoming a fan. And when I started going to games with him more often, the losses stung. They fucking stung. And they hurt my dad bad. I mean, he would be on the couch after the games, just like in pain, like he had a fucking like heartburn or something, or a fucking migraine, literally like moaning in pain. And it was, it was brutal. And then, once he had to go back to work on Monday morning and Tuesday, it was like, stay away from dad, just go in the room and go play Game Boy. Just fucking stay away,
Yeah, no doubt. It's Jesse, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I remember after that Tuck Rule, that we all went to the Super Bowl. After that, we went to Larry's, as we do, every year. And I remember you took that so hard. I think you drank your weight in a Long Island iced tea and passed out that night. It was
after the 2000. It was the 2000 the Ravens game, because we watched the Ravens win. And
right, yeah. Right. And it was like, that was our year. They fucking ripped that.
Yeah, the fat ass got on top of Gannon, and anyway, but that I remember drinking those Long Islands and then throwing up, and then that wasn't a fun day. That was not a fun day.
But it was always that way. I mean, I remember, like I said, the Super Bowl was on my birthday, and I remember, I think, what was that, my 13th birthday that it happened, and I remember you called us right before because you were all excited. You met Gwen Stefani, and she like gave you a kiss on the cheek. You were like, "I love you," and she was,
"I love you." Well, Fred, so check it out. Kyle, I'm here. Kyle, if you're listening, I sent you the link, and check your junk mail, check your mail. But yeah, I just sent you the link. Let me know if you don't have it. We got another Sousa coming in, and we get that's another trash talk. Kyle just got back from a party for his daughter. But yeah, that was I remember coming back to your dad's van to go home, because we left that morning at about 6 a.m. to get to that AFC Championship game, and that was a tough one. But as far as the Super Bowl, I remember going back to your dad's van, and Michael had a girl. Michael, the one that was just showed you the horns in the picture, had a girlfriend, and she goes, "It's just a fucking game," and I just went, Kyle, I sent you the link. Check your mail. It's just a fucking game. And it's like, I felt so bad because I ripped her really, really, really hard. And I remember Michael was like, okay, Kyle's entering the studio. Hold on, Kyle.
Yeah.
I'll be right in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the matter? Jake won't show his face after I whooped his ass in fantasy football this week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I saw that you beat the Mad Bomber podcast. Yeah,
Mad Toxic Bomber.
Mad Toxic Bomber.
Yeah, so I saw that you beat him by like a hair.
0.4 or something like that. I mean, if Jalen Ramsey would have tackled him 2 more yards, I would have lost. That would have been it. But when
Yeah.
I was sweating. I'm like, no way. And then Jalen Ramsey makes the tackle, and I'm just talking shit, texting fucking Jake.
Probably
In
one of the
case you
reasons why
missed
he's not
it.
here.
In case you missed it, what else?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Here's if Eddie Pineda would make a fucking kick, I win. Who's talking football daily? This guy. I love him already. Okay, Kyle, we're gonna go ahead and go backwards. What was your memories of your very first Raider game? And Kyle has been a season ticket holder for a third of his life as well.
Going to the black hole with you and experiencing that for the first time. And we were playing the Chiefs, of course. And then Tim Brown ran a killer one back on a punt return. And we got a penalty. So the Chiefs made us kick again. They kicked it off to him, and he ran it back for a touchdown on the next one.
Remember, we had to get. It was raining that game. Remember, we had to get.
It's always
ponchos.
raining when we played the Chiefs. Always raining.
Yeah, the Jacoby Ford game too.
The Jacoby Ford game too was awesome.
That was a
Yeah.
great game.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That
Oh,
was
I was trying to put that one on, but so Kyle, your first game was probably 97 with Jesse. You guys were young, and then you guys went ahead and you guys had tickets in the third deck, and you guys really liked those tickets.
The third deck one was okay. It was the second deck, like right before they left Oakland. That was the best because we were on we were in the overhang, so we got that sweet ass like box 12-inch JVC over in the top left, and then
no
all the
issues
rain
with
blowing
weather.
down there, no one behind us, and then like we were right by the torch. So you get off the BART bridge, which was cool because it went right over to our seats, and then we were right by the torch, so we got to see everybody. Like we saw Howie obviously right there. We were there for when Marshawn Lynch lit the blunt off the torch. We were over there. And yeah, those seats were just awesome. They were the best.
You guys used to stand a lot too, because you guys were like, there was nothing behind you, right? It was just
just the cement wall was behind
that
us.
was killer seats. Those were
those were
seats.
the best.
Yeah, because it was like if it rained or anything, it was no problem at all. Like it was
No.
hot, sunny, like it was just perfect all the time.
Yeah, those initial September games when Oakland still was kind of hot, with the sun just beating down and everything. But yeah, that was those were the best seats we ever had. Like
Plus the people around. Remember there was what was that one dude that wanted
Ricky
to storm the field? What was his name?
Oh, I
What
don't
would we
know.
call him?
Ricky,
It was
we called him Ricky the Rat because he fucking looked like a rat. But
well, no, that wasn't that
remember
Split
who it
Smell
was.
Rick or something, or
Oh yeah, Split Smell Liquor Rick.
yeah, he's like, let's storm. Remember the last game? He was like, let's storm the field.
Yeah, you first. Go ahead. What was that?
We're right behind you.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. So, guys, Matthew, who was your favorite player? First favorite player?
My first, I would have to say probably Darren McFadden. That was like early on for me, 2010, 2011, Tom Cable, Hugh Jackson era.
I'm sorry, Huppa.
Yeah, that
I
was
know.
Bruce
Yeah.
Gradkowski. All right, that was it was when Bruce Gradkowski and Jamarcus Russell were playing, and then I think
That Steeler
eventually
game with
they-
Bruce Gradkowski.
what's that?
The Steeler game with Bruce Gradkowski when he hit, was it Lewis Murphy when they beat him in Pittsburgh?
Lewis Murphy, holy shit!
Mhm.
Yeah, we had Shillings and Hayward Bay. That was kind of a fun team, even though they still sucked.
Zach Miller.
Yeah,
Ooh, Jack Miller.
What's this?
the Telly. I remember as a center.
There's the Jason. If Jason Campbell never got hurt, you're gonna see this was the quarterback I've always wanted right here. I really did like Jason Campbell.
He was a
That guy
big Campbell guy too. Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
a big
he-
Campbell guy.
Yeah.
And then
He worked well with him and Hugh Jackson had a good thing going. Like
Yeah, until you gave up 2 first rounders to be like, yeah, we'll see you later, Jason. It was like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was hurt for the rest of the year, and they really did feel like they were going to do something. I know.
Marcel Reese, Gallery.
Yeah, Marcel
Yeah,
Reese.
there you go.
Yeah.
And then Miller, the tight end.
Yeah, he's
Miller?
my favorite.
Zach Miller. Yeah, Kyle loved him. That was one of the funner teams.
That was
Marcel
the start
Reed-
to Kyle's jersey trend, our jersey curse.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I'm sure we all have the curse. We've all been there.
Oh yeah,
Right.
no, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicholas, who is your favorite player
As a kid or of all time?
as a kid when you were starting to watch the team?
Yeah, probably Charles Woodson. I was I played defense in Pop Warner growing up. I didn't play safety or corner. I played on the defensive line, but love Woodson's game. I was heartbroken when he went to Green Bay. That was one. Yeah, I mean Gannon. You gotta love Gannon. But probably Charles Woodson.
I like Charles Woodson. I liked Steve Wisniewski. That guy was a fucking Raider. He really was. And I believe he may be one of the last ones we've ever had. I mean, it's kind of a tough one, but we haven't had anything to really hang our hats on as far as a tough guy besides Max. I mean, if you really look back, who was our greatest linebacker that we've had?
Maybe Derek
Rolando
Burgess.
McClain.
Rolando, look at Huppa. Huppa, we can't see. Huppa's away. Rolando McClain. I had a video of him.
Thomas Howard duo because Thomas Howard was getting hella interceptions that one year. That was the best. And then you said it on your other show, like Vontaze Burfict. He was playing well until the league just wanted him out of no more Vontaze Burfict because
what it is.
But he was playing good.
Antonio Brown wants him out too. And
Perryman played well for us too. When we had him for that the playoff run, he played pretty good.
Yeah. Was this ever what did you think of when we got this guy?
That's when I started falling off.
Did you?
Yeah, that's right when I started falling off. I wanted to love it, but they had already announced the move to Vegas, and I was kind of soured.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I feel like that was it was like Mark Davis towards the end after he just said we're going to Vegas. He hired John Gruden. He brought Marshawn Lynch for Oakland. I think he was just trying to create a glory thing and a I love you but I'm still leaving you kind of heritage and
right.
Yeah, that was
that was versus the Jets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, I think we were 2-0, 2017. We were riding off the 2016 year. We thought we were going to take over the league, and then I think we lost 4 or 6 straight after that.
You did. You're right. You know what? Let's go back a year.
Yeah, best year I've had. Man.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Christmas
that was
Eve.
the worst win ever.
Ever. Do you remember that catwalk? It was walking through
somber.
and you could hear a pin drop, dude.
It was
Everyone
so
was just it was so quiet, so somber, yeah.
Hold on, let's watch that play again. Because I've never seen Derek Carr. Look at this. God, I love this right there. Boom.
Oh, crab and coop, man.
Look at this. Look at the shimmy shake.
Latavius Murray. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
There's
Rodney Hudson right there.
Hudson, great center. Yeah.
Coleccio Semele, yeah.
Yeah. When we signed
that
from
was
the
a great
Chiefs and he was
offensive
actually
line.
A free agent signing that worked was Coleccio Semele.
Well, let's watch him again. That was just fun to watch.
He went to the Chiefs, right? Osemele after he left us?
No,
he went back at some. He went to the
Ravens, didn't he?
Or
he came from the Ravens.
Oh no, I think Hudson went to the Chiefs.
To the Ravens.
He went to the Ravens. That's right. Hudson was the Chiefs. That's right.
Oh, that's okay. Hudson went to the Chiefs.
I remember Samson Satili. He played center for a season or two.
Yeah.
I liked him too. Yeah.
Yeah. He also Nicholas. So Nicholas knows the current Raider.
Oh yeah, I went to school with Alex Kappa.
No
and I
shit.
think he had
What's his number?
65. He had long blonde hair, and so did my brother a couple years prior. So I think they accidentally saw the wrong person. Because I feel like my brother could have probably went pro, maybe, but I
Oh,
think
yeah.
they saw the wrong tape, and yeah, he went to a school. I think he went to Humboldt University or Humboldt State or something like
Yeah.
that. And he got drafted by. He played with fucking Brady. He was on the Brady's Buccaneers Super
He
Bowl
was a
team.
starter.
Oh, no
yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
that's
he
right.
Look
started.
at that.
Yeah,
Whoa,
and
look at that. Look at this.
look
This
at
is
that.
what I want that. I wanted that. And I
Oh
wanted
man.
that. I want that. I want that. Oh, look at that. Little Jalen Hurts. Brr, brr. Oh, look at that.
Dude, we had a pretty good like receiving core too, because that was like Seth Roberts was having a hell of a year. Michael Crabtree ended up being like an amazing wide receiver for us.
Oh yeah.
And then like I remember John Gruden came and cut him and then picked up who it was the Jordy Nelson from the Green
Oh,
Bay,
my
right?
God. That
Stanford
was-
route?
Stanford route.
No.
Look, you
No.
don't even
Stuart
say it.
Schweigert, Fabian Washington. I mean, we could go down
Michael
the
Huff?
shit list. Michael Huff. Hey, he had the game.
No,
I
how
will
about
say.
DJ Hayden?
Oh
Oh,
God.
man,
He's got a hole in his heart. We'll draft him first.
RIP though, right?
Yeah,
He did, I think.
Remember the game versus the Texans
Oh,
where Al Davis died, and Michael Huff caught that interception to win the game.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah,
Oh,
there was
yeah.
only 10
That
men
was-
on the defense because
Yep.
I was out there for the 11th man. I remember. So I was out there, dude. You just didn't see him.
Hey, was Tyvon Branch on that game too? Was because he was actually a pretty good one of our better safeties we had. It was Tyvon Branch, right? 27.
Yeah.
And then he went to the Cardinals.
33, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
33. Okay.
See, I have Huppa here. He's fact checker.
Thank you, Huppa. Appreciate you. I love you.
Love you,
I love
Joe.
you.
I'll
So
have to
who
wait.
hasn't told Kyle? Who is your favorite
What?
player that you have many jerseys for?
I don't have their jerseys, but it was Gannon on offense and Woodson or Romanowski on defense. But it's more Woodson because Woodson was the best.
Yeah.
Okay, Jess, you.
Yeah, I would have to say the same. I will give an honor. I mean, he wasn't a long Raider, but I remember being a kid and like it was when Jerry Rice was really big on the Niners.
Yep.
And I remember that it was announced that he was going to the Raiders. And I just remember being like, because, you know, as a kid, it's like, you know, who didn't like Jerry Rice, right? He was like, you hated him because he was on the Niners. And then when he announced that like he was going to come and play, I remember you got me that jersey and I loved my Jerry Rice jersey. But all-time Charles Woodson, Oakland baby. That man's the best.
Charles Woodson, huh? That's a tough one. Okay, Ted Davis is coming in. Wow, look at you, Nicholas. You bring in the heavyweight. Did anyone bring up Nick's bathroom selfie? Nick?
Was that where I was wearing a Raider jersey and a Niner hat? If I remember
Oh.
correctly. If I remember correctly, are you talking about that selfie? Could be.
Could be.
Well, it happened.
I did tell everybody it was a rated, I did tell everybody it was a rated R show. So let me find out what my next question. Okay, so Mount Rushmore Raiders. Who's the Mount Rushmore Raiders? The ones you've seen. Don't try to like, well, I think Stabler. If you didn't see Stabler, if right now you get to pick 4 Raiders, your Mount Rushmore Raiders, and we'll go youngest to oldest. Huppa.
Well, again, I have a short sample
That's
size.
right. That's all right. But you're 22.
For me, it has to be Derek Carr. I'll say Charles Woodson second run. Since he was so good for us for a bit, Rodney Hudson, and then
Wow.
I'll put Crosby.
That's
Man,
hard
Huppa.
to argue.
Yeah, dude, that looks pretty
Hard
close
to
to
argue.
mine, dude.
All right,
Yeah.
Nicholas, I think you're next, right? Yeah, you're
Yeah.
next.
We got to go a name that hasn't been mentioned yet. Namdi Asamoah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shut
Wow,
down corner.
nailed it.
Good call. Good call.
You got to go Woodson. And for me, what an exciting time with AC/DC, Derek Carr, and fucking Coop. You know,
Hell yeah.
that was fun.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And it was just out there for the taking. I mean,
Yeah.
we could go back. I mean, if he doesn't get his leg broken, still play the way he played like that, he just never was the same. But yeah, so you got ACDC, Namdi, and who else?
And Charles Woodson. Honorable mention. I really loved him, even though we gave up fucking everything to get him. Was Richard Seymour? Was a big Richard Seymour fan.
Yeah.
Great player.
Good call. Yeah,
Good
gave
player,
up a
just
number
terrible
one.
time.
Gave up a number
Yeah.
one for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still fun to watch him. They were having shirts made for when he bitch slapped
Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger. That was great. That was great. Okay, Kylina, your turn.
Khalil Mack, Max Crosby,
Yeah.
Charles Woodson, and then I'm gonna go Rich Gannon, because like anytime you watched him for those like 3 years before Saragusa sat on him, you just never felt like you were gonna lose a game.
Ooh, look at Ted. Good. That's a great 4 right there. Well, that's not 4. Sorry, Ted. Come back with 4. Tim Brown, Gannon, Crosby, Woodson, and Mack and Cooper. That's all been mentioned. Yep. That's a consensus. All right. Jesse. Here comes Jesse.
I would do Charles Woodson, Tim Brown, definitely Nnamdi Asomugha, and I would put Max Crosby up there. But honorable mention to your boy Lincoln Kennedy. One thing,
Sure.
I'm not only a great player, but I remember, as a kid, when you'd take us there, we get early, and you'd always take us to the front so we could slap hands. And I remember like 4 fucking times Lincoln Kennedy would like pull me down and give me a big ass hug. And I just remember that was like, as a kid, it's like this fucking giant man is like, and it almost seemed like he remembered me. And as a kid, I wanted to believe that. But I would throw Lincoln Kennedy up there if I get a 5th spot.
Are we losing Huppa, or is it just a break time? There we go.
I was hoping we are gonna hear some snoring. I was like, yes, Huppa's gone.
Okay, so
Or a little blink.
Whoa, look at this one. This is an awesome one. Crosby, Woodson, Carr, Janikowski.
Oh,
Janikowski.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Janikowski could be relevant right now. So looking at it, Carlson can't kick his ass out of a paper bag.
Yeah.
That is a great one. I like that one. So Jesse, okay. Mount Rushmore. Shame. The how could you call it? You could call it the stone of shame. Let's go oldest to youngest this time.
All right. Well, we'll get Jamarcus Russell out of the way first.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's not talk. Jamarcus Russell's not on. He's already consensus.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's on my Mount Rushmore. I'm not fucking taking him off. He's there.
So you get another player then. 4.
Yeah, you get a free.
I mean, really, I can go recently, man. I would say fucking what's his name?
Ruggs.
The one that got caught with the gun. Damon Arnett. You got Damon Arnett, what I'd say is a pretty bad one. It's hard to pick the worst.
Right
man.
out of the. They come back to us.
What?
Oh, great.
That's what I heard.
Who? Damon Arnett?
Ruggs. No, Ruggs.
Oh, Henry Ruggs.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you were talking about Arnett.
Sorry, Jess. You got.
I wouldn't say
Arnett.
no. It's okay. I wouldn't say the worst. I mean, Carson Palmer sucked.
Yep.
Fourth quarter interception guy. Hated him.
Yeah, Carson Palmer, Damon Arnett, Jamarcus Russell, and I would say, I don't know.
I don't
Pick one.
think
There's
it's
many
very
to choose
hard.
from.
Yeah. No, I guess I'm putting too much. For golf, guys. I'm really having a tough time thinking of one. Yeah, Jamarcus Russell again.
Okay. Kylina.
For the worst ones that I can think of.
Yeah, the four shittiest Raiders of your time.
Oh, sorry, Warren Sapp. I'll throw that there. Sorry.
Overpumped, produced.
Yeah.
But not, it was. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Totally. And I bought it. I still have his fucking jersey in my wall. closet.
Alex Leatherwood, because of that draft with all the people that came out of that one. Damon Arnett's in there too, because that's another first rounder when we actually were accumulating talent. Antonio Brown, while funny, that sucks.
Yeah.
I was hoping for Cracker of the Week award, but no, that's not happening. Antonio Brown, and then
Just a reminder.
he's the one that hands out the award. I didn't make it up. Who is another like fourth one? Because there's so many that are just
I
bad.
know. It's hard to narrow.
Hold on, let me help you because Ted kind of sent us one.
Guy who went to Atlanta, cornerback.
Oh, fucking Hall. D'Angelo Hall.
D'Angelo
Yeah.
Hall. Oh, we got
Yeah.
on Monday Night Football.
Papa, I'd have you on here for fact checking.
Javon Walker. Remember Javon Walker?
Javon Walker. That's a good one.
Javon
Good
Yeah,
one.
there you go. I'll put Javon
That's
Walker. There you go. Mr. Nicholas.
You're up.
I'll just fire 4 off the top of my head. Let's see.
And you know what?
Stanford-
If you have more, you can go ahead.
We'll be here all day. Let's see. Stuart Schweiger, Stanford
you.
Route, Andrew Walter,
Keep going. Give me 10.
Rolando McClain, Rick Meyer. Let's see. Tuiasa Sopo.
Okay, we're done with the quarter. Weird receivers next.
Yeah. Javon
Hayward Bay.
Walker. Yeah.
Hayward Bay,
Darius
yeah.
Hayward Bay, trash. And other than Jacoby Ford's game against the Chiefs, he was trash too.
Yeah.
And he's revered.
Yeah. Fuck, let's see. Yeah, there's I mean, we can just go down the quarterback list, I guess. But I mean, let's see. On the O-line, Jake Grove, pile of shit, and they gave him an extension. God, he was terrible. Horrible.
God, it was horrible.
Even,
He's a short little midget too.
God, fucking Barrett Robbins.
Robert Gallery. Remember, he was a high pick.
I
and
met
then
Gallery.
Robert
Actually,
Gallery, yeah.
Filthy took me to this private Metallica thing at the Fox Theater, and I actually got to meet Robert Gallery. It was pretty cool because he was a metalhead and shit. So
Yeah.
that was cool. But he stunk. Stefan, I remember Stefan Wisniewski, the nephew. He
was
sucked
horrible.
Too. Horrible. Yeah.
He went
just
to the
awful.
Eagles. Didn't he go to the Eagles and he got to go into a
the
Super Bowl?
Steelers too.
Think
I
so.
think he won the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, he won the Super Bowl. All right, Hup.
Well, I'd say one is
Brown's a good one.
Clea Farrell. I mean, you guys hit them all. I can't really.
I don't know. Clea Farrell's a good one. What else you got over there, Huppa?
What did you guys think of Justin Fargas?
I almost
Huggy
mentioned
Bear.
him. He had his strides. He was a shoelace tackler, though. If you hit his shoelace, he'd go down. It took
Yeah,
nothing to take that guy down,
Fast as hell.
Fast as hell.
I like Huggy Bear.
Did
Huggy
you like
Bear
Huggy
Jr.
Bear?
I did, yeah, because he wasn't a guy that was highly drafted that screwed us. It was someone that actually, worked his way up. It wasn't, like we mentioned these Arnett guys and, free agents like Javon Walker or Trent Brown. He actually produced. Remember Michael Bush? He was a dope player.
Love
Like,
Michael, yeah.
Yeah.
What a great change of pace guy. Really good change of pace guy. I thought he was a real good player. Who did he end up going to? He ended up going somewhere.
Bears.
Yeah. He went to
Yeah.
the Bears. God, Alex Leatherwood was garbage. Okay. Let's go down the coaches rank. Who's the best coach you've seen since you guys were since you've started watching football? Got a lot to pick from.
Anybody?
That's sad, isn't it? Isn't that sad?
I was a big Del Rio guy. I totally loved when we hired Jack Del Rio. I was totally in favor of that and backed him with that. Hayward guy. You played against him in high school, right, Uncle John?
He played against Del
Yeah.
Rio once. Yes, he was
Yeah.
actually a fullback and a linebacker, and then and he was. I didn't get to play him in baseball, and I didn't play basketball, but he was the best in baseball in the Bay Area. He was the best in basketball in the Bay Area. He was the best in football in the Bay Area. That's how dominant that guy was. And it was pretty crazy. He was on, and he was a really good player. I thought he was a good coach, but what I heard about him from a couple guys is that he had an ego, and we had Mike Tice that was actually coaching the offensive line, and they both had egos, and they're the ones that got rid of Bill Musgrave, who actually
Yeah, they fired the wrong coordinator that year.
Yeah, that's right.
They did. They got brought in Todd Downing. Let's see. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. Any last words for this Raider team? I know that some of you like them and some of you don't. Nicholas, I'm gonna let you go last. Kyle, what do you think about this Raider team right now? What's the synopsis on this team?
Oh man, they have no identity. None at all. Not on offense, not on defense, not on special teams. In fact, I was watching something earlier. I couldn't really confirm it, but I think Adam Butler was even calling out the offense. So it also, like, I don't want to fire another coach, but this is the first time, like, stuff's starting to go out, like, against each other, too. So I have no idea what's going on with Pete Carroll and what's going on in there, too. So I really want consistency, but this is almost as worse as I've seen it. And we went through the McDaniel years, and that guy was the worst in my opinion. So because I want to like Pete so bad, and I don't know.
I agree. I don't. I thought that Carroll was going to be a good hire. Huppa, what's your state of it? What's the state of the Raiders with you?
I mean, there's obviously some good young talent, Bowers, G&T. When you can't win at the line of scrimmage, you can't win football games. So as soon as they can get some depth on the D line and some guys on the O line, they're gonna keep sucking.
And that's a great point. Hupp has always said that the offensive line is the most important. And if you really go back to when we had the Osameles and the Hudsons, that's when we were. I mean, because there was a couple times we were 6-2 right out of the bat, 6-3, and then something happened where we got hurt or somebody got fired. There's always something going on with the Raiders. Jesse, what do you think's going on right now with this current Raider team?
I don't know. It's so weird because I feel like this year, it's like everything on paper. It's like, who in the league is a better coach than Pete Carroll? Like before it started, like who's a better quarterback that we can play with Geno Smith with this current line right now? So it's like, years before, it's like, oh, McDaniel, we should have hired Harbaugh. Oh, we should have done that. And like this year, there's not like an option B to like say in hindsight, we should have done it. It's just like a blind side of why the hell is this still not working? And it's hard to build on. I mean, we have a running back and we have a tight end. That's great. I think that's all we have though. And it's to Kyle's point, like it's a very lost team and it's bleeding out. It's looking sloppy. And I would have never thought that under Pete Carroll, like, it's a surprise. But Brock Bowers, though, baby, come on.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Brock Bowers, baby.
So, Nick, your last, and then we'll go around. There's another question I want to ask about that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what everyone said. Team has no identity. If you're Geno Smith and you're constantly thinking your offensive line sucks and you're being pressured every time you go back, of course he's going to make those mistakes. I don't think Geno's a terrible quarterback. He's not a great quarterback, but I think if he just had some time and he wasn't stressing about tearing his ACL every fucking play, I think he'd be able to make some better plays. And as far as the defense, I like Jamal Adams. I thought why not? That was great. That what a great transition he's made, for whatever it's worth. But there's just so many holes. It's like you got to feel bad for Crosby and everybody else. And yeah, it just doesn't. I don't know if Pete's lost the guys or what it is, but it's like when we're down, it's like they're not coming back. There's no,
Yeah.
let's go, guys. Let's pump it up. Like we can bounce it. There's none of that. You saw Ashton Jenny on the fucking bench when there was 4 minutes left, and he just looks defeated. And that sucks. And that's how the whole team is feeling.
Yeah, that was a bad look. I mean, again, like there was guys that were trying to play it off like, well, he just dropped a pass. That's the way he should be. No, you should get yourself back up, or somebody should be getting him up. I think that there's a Chip Kelly disconnect, big time. And if I was going to bet, I would say that that he won't be here next year. And from what I understand, he's a Brady guy. So that's kind of where that's where I'm at. And great point. I mean, unless you're playing the Titans or the Browns or maybe the Jets and maybe the Giants, there could have been a different there. It seems like maybe they would be pumped to play him, but it just doesn't seem like they're confident in theirs. And every team is confident on week 1 and week 2. You could just see that. Everybody has had a great training camp. They're not really playing against anybody but their own team, so they're able to make leaps and bounds. But realistically, after the first or second game, and it's just like after every play in the first or second play of a game, either you know how to block, you know how to tackle, or and your scheme's good. On Friday, the Oracle and I are going to break down. There were plays for Brock Bowers, and Brock Bowers was open, but Gino is. I think he's very punch. I think he's punch drunk about getting hurt. I'll tell you what. I do believe that. Geno Smith's a warrior. I mean, at the end of that game, he had no legs. He was hurt. He was hurt.
Yeah.
And that guy kept coming in and playing. I want to see a Geno Smith with a better offensive line. I don't know. We'll do at the end of the year. We'll figure out who's going to be drafted and who's coming out, who's not hurt in college, because you're already seeing college quarterbacks. Levitt got hurt. You don't know. You don't know what's going to be. Drew Aller's hurt. That was my boy. He's hurt. So, hey guys, I really want to thank you. Guys, we had a great veteran that led us, and that was your grandfather. And I know I miss him. And today I got to think about him a lot, about what he, we love to talk shit about Grandpa, but Grandpa was a man's man, and there was no bullshit with him. He was a good guy. And he was a veteran. He was drafted. My father was drafted. Your grandfather was drafted. He did his time. He came home. He came home safe. And today's Veterans Day. And these are the veterans that I want to recognize. And we'll talk. There's a couple that I'm going to show. Roger Staubach, great cowboy. I'm sure everybody knows who he is at some point. Mike Anderson, do you remember him, the Bronco? He was a running back. Yeah. Andrew Villanueva, he was offensive lineman for the
Steelers, right?
For the Steelers. There you go. Good. Yeah. Perfect. Rocky Blyer came back wounded. He was a big time guy. We have to salute those guys. Sid Luckman, I don't remember him. I know that Sid Luckman was a big part of Al Davis's network. He liked to pattern himself after Sid Luckman. Chuck Bednarik was an Eagle, one of the toughest men. If you guys were ever to Google somebody and watch Chuck Bednarik, he was Jack Tatum before Jack Tatum was Jack Tatum. Paul Hornung, guy who was played for the Green Bay Packers, and then Bryce Fisher played for the Seahawks. This was a little bit before your time, but me and your dad, Nicholas, we loved Napoleon McCallum. Napoleon McCallum was a great Raider. He the Raiders drafted him in 1986, and he had to come. They made a deal with the Navy. He was in a fort close to the Los Angeles when they were the LA Raiders, and he got to come to practice right after he did his duties and played games. And then there was, I you know what? I can't remember the full story on how he got to go on away games, but he did. And then everybody remembers this guy.
Yeah.
And that's sad. Because
My mother's
That's
side of the family is my uncle Tony is a veteran as well. He was in the Navy SEALs. They go to Arizona every year and go do the Pat Tillman run. My mom usually goes, all my cousins on my mom's side of the family and stuff, just to honor his memory and stuff.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
that
Oh,
was
yeah.
that's hella cool. That's right. One of the leanest was not only was he a SEAL, he was a great kid. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Like it's your Uncle Tony, right?
Uncle Tony, yeah.
Yeah, great guy. So we will leave that. Thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate all of you guys. It was a lot of fun. If there's anything else you guys want to say before you go,
Who brought the food?
Oh, there's a pickle.
there's
See
a
a pickle
Oh,
on the screen.
pickle. That's my pickle.
I was on short notice. So I'd like to try to get all of you. Huppa, you don't have any kids yet, right?
Not that I know of.
All right, fellas. I
All right.
appreciate you
Any
guys
lucky
coming on.
ladies?
All right, boys.
Are there
All right,
See you
any-
guys.
again.
All right. Love you, Suzus. Love you,
All
Pops.
right.
I love you, boys.
All right, guys. Thank you
Love you
very
guys.
much.
All right,
Um,
later.
And we will be back on Friday, the Oracle and I, and we will be doing our show where we'll be breaking down the tape. So that's all we have tonight from beautiful downtown San Diego in the Bay Area. Everybody, thanks again. It was a lot of fun catching up. We got to go to your dad's house and have him make us some linguiça because that linguiça is the best
Fuck
Dude,
yeah.
by far.
He nailed it,
If he's
dude. It's
watching,
killer.
say something.
Nailed
Let's
it.
go.
Yep.
All right, guys. Have a good
All
night.
right.
Good night now.
Have a good night.
All right, bye, guys.
Now it's Ciani to the left. Boletnikov to the right against Marsalis. Back is Lamonica. Throws for Boletnikov. Touchdown Raiders! Boletnikov is having words right now with Marsalis. Fred caught that ball after quite a physical battle with Marsalis in the right corner of the end zone. He went on out of the end zone, and then instead of slamming the ball into the turf, he ran back in about 10 yards to where Marsalis was and defiantly slammed it in the turf in front of Marsalis. The two tight ends are lined up as tight ends. Back goes Darrell to pass. He's looking for Smith, but instead goes down the middle. Chester, touchdown Raiders! Holy Toledo, what a great call! 19 yards and a Raider touchdown to make it 22-3. Chester had gotten free at the 5 and was all alone in the end zone 2 yards in. The Chargers now have a brilliant opportunity to put this game away. Here's Williams to the left, Garrison to the right, flanks right, Charlie Smith out to the left as a wingback, leaves only one back to block, that's Hubbard. Lamonica back, gets fine blocking, now he throws down the middle, Branch at the 20. Branch at the 18, tripped up, keeps going, reverses to the 15, he's at the 10, he dances down to the 9-yard line. First and goal to go Raiders. 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go, and hang on to your hats. Branch is still in. He goes to the right, slotted inside Boletnikov. 5 defensive backs in there. Lamonica gives to Smith, sending him to the left. He's got Upshaw in front. He's at the 5. He's at the 2. It's a touchdown Raiders! Charlie Smith from 9.5 yards out. Oakland has gone in front. Clarence Davis is in for Charlie Smith. He's a deep threat on pass reception. Back goes Stabler to pass. Steps away from the rush. He's going to run up the left side. 30, 25, 20, 30.